start the recording. And all right. Hello.
Hello.
Yo. What's going on, Zane? Can everybody hear him? Can you guys hear Zane fine?
Yeah.
Loud noises.
Loud noises indeed. Let me make sure you're
Lots
good
to
on the
talk
stream.
about in the DBFZ multiverse.
Yeah, he's good.
There's been a lot of Twitter discourse.
All right.
Oh, joy.
All right. So Zane, what's going on, Brody? What's up?
Literally just finished the stream to come here apparently. So
I know it's very unexpected. I was telling because we usually have the podcast every week on Tuesdays, but I didn't have anybody available for this time. And then Pred told me, "Oh, why don't you get Zane?" And well, here we are.
yeah, and I've got a raid on WoW in 45 minutes. So don't expect me here for an entire hour. Fair warning.
No, that's fine. So what's up? Talk to me real quick. Let's talk about this past weekend. Talk to me about Frosty's.
It was cold.
It was cold.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it was on Friday. It was 7 degrees as a high and -3 as a low.
Was it cold in the venue? I heard.
No, it was boiling in the venue.
I heard everybody was burned.
Yeah, it was boiling at the venue. So basically, the Blaze Blue setup, Dragon Ball setup, Marvel setups, there were a bunch of setups all in one room. So there's a large group of us, and everyone was boiling. I think they opened the door for like 10 seconds, and then we were all good for a while.
Okay.
Literally 10 seconds, and suddenly we were all good.
So, real quick, how does it feel to be at the event with essentially all the best American players currently? How did that feel? It's been a while since we had one of those.
Yeah, it didn't feel all that different compared to going to the other tournaments. It kind of just felt like another tournament. The only difference was I knew more people.
Did it feel difficult at all?
Define difficult.
Like the level of competition, how was it?
I didn't lose a character until Measy.
That's real.
We gotta talk about that one.
I was about to say we should talk about.
Go ahead, Kai. Start it off.
How did I feel fighting against Posey? Love you, Posey.
So how did you feel going up against Measy before, like because it went 1-1 and then he was up on you. Wait, no, you came back the last game or was it the second game?
No, Zane won the first game, Measy won the second one, and then Zane won the third one.
And then he came back the third game, right? Yeah. So like, talk me through that third game. Like, were you feeling the pressure, or did you see you had Beerus and Spark and 7 bars, and you were like, yeah, I won? How did you feel when you were making that comeback?
And real quick, Posey, I don't think you took a character. I think you were about to, but then you dropped the combo.
It's like that?
Sounds like that.
I think it's what happened. You're about to take my first character loss, but then you dropped the combo, and then I swapped out that character.
You're not gonna talk to Poser like that. Stop.
I mean,
and now back to Measy.
Game one, Posey is crazy. Go ahead.
Game one, I felt all right. Game two, I went down to just lab coat against 3 characters, similar to game 3, and almost brought it back with lab coats. So going into the third game when I went down 3-1, it was in a much worse spot, of course, because he had 2 full health characters and one 90% health character, which really sucked.
But you felt comfortable making the comeback the second game, right?
And the second game or the third game?
No, because you said that you almost made the comeback in the second game. So when you were down 3-1, did you feel comfortable that you thought you could do it?
After I got the first hit, I was like, this is winnable. And it was, but a blue Gogeta Lariat kind of took me out at the end. And the end of that comeback.
The EX Lariat.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, EX Lariat in the air too. So yeah. But and as for a third game, as pretty much as long as I have Beerus alive, I typically don't worry too much. Just because I've done it before. I've done before. Odds are I'll do it again. So I wasn't too worried about that.
Oh, here we go. We actually have the set right here. Hold on. I actually have the set.
And as long as lab code isn't on the screen, I also don't worry too much. And Lapco was in the back, so all I had to do was take care of the first two before I had to worry about her.
Do you
And getting rid of Spark immediately was really good.
Well, we at least have
do
the
you
set
feel like
between
Beerus
posing.
is a real anchor?
No.
You like it? So, okay, so you just feel like your Beerus can make comebacks. That's what you're saying.
Beerus of the characters on my team, Beerus is the best. Beerus is the best anchor of the characters on my team, but he's not exactly an anchor
You
specifically.
think he's a better anchor than Lapco?
That makes sense.
Because Beerus has better stagger setup and mix up setup compared to lap code, and also lap code without a character in the back means if she does an EX spin that's blocked, she dies, since it's no longer safe.
Okay.
So pre that nerf, yes, she was better because her EX was safe, so she had a free way to get in. But because of that nerf, it's now closer. But I think Beerus is slightly a better anchor than her, especially with meter. Without meter, Lapcoat's a better anchor. With meter, Beerus is a better anchor.
That's fair.
Because you can put a lot of orbs on the screen.
Yeah.
I need orbs.
Go for a lot of mix.
I need to ask the spicy question, Zane. Okay.
Okay.
In terms of challenging, at least, which tournament was more difficult for you, UFA or Frosties?
From a player skill point, UFA.
UFA.
Yeah, even though I won that, it was over 2 days. So the main issue with Frosty is that everything took place all in 1 day, and my first pool was at 11, and I didn't play again until like 5 o'clock, and then after my first game at 5 o'clock, I didn't play another one until 9 o'clock because there weren't any casual setups except for when the tournament was no longer going on.
So you say it was harder because it was all ran in 1 day?
Yeah.
What about the skill level of the players of the Americans compared to the French?
I think UFA was also harder because in pools there were actually matches where I struggled in pools where I didn't struggle too much in pools at Frosties.
Okay, I think that's fair. Okay. You got anything to say to that, Kate?
I actually agree with that. I think I agree with that.
Okay.
Well, American tournaments.
We're very
top to like top 24.
We're very top heavy out here. The French are overall stronger, but we're very top heavy. Like it's kind of hard for me to say Frosty was more difficult because we got the likes of like freaking Nitro, Pred, Enzyme. It's kind of hard for me to say that compared to UFA, which is also hard because it's got Wade, it's got Yasha, it's got Kane. So it's kind of hard to say specifically when looking only at the final people I want to run into.
It's interesting that you say that though, right? Because I generally thought that the French players are more top heavy than the Americans. I think the mid-level play of the Americans is overall superior compared to the French.
We would need more Americans or more French at a tournament where they're all together to decide that. At least for my run through the brackets of UFA compared to Frosty, my bracket at UFA was more difficult than my bracket was at Frosty.
What about like tournaments, like the upcoming tournaments such as BBB, for example, where there's gonna be a good amount of both Americans and French players, at least the top players of the French scene? Do you think that'd be a good showcasing?
As long as enough show up, yes, but it definitely sounds like it's going to be.
Okay, now, I need to ask this. I see him is in the chat. I don't know if you're looking at the chat right now.
I have it there.
You have it there, okay. There's a green fella in the chat. His name starts with an I, ends in an M. we must know. Is he better than you?
Huh?
Is he better than you? Enzyme.
It can go either way.
Either way.
I respect that.
I don't know. That's not what I heard.
I respect that.
That's not what I heard.
And the first time I fought against Enzyme was at the U.S. regionals, and he kicked my ass. Then we played a bunch of casuals during the first day of Frosty. I came out slightly ahead there, and then during the tournament I barely won there. So I think saying it goes either way is a fair way to put it.
Okay, I mean,
when I was going through the bracket and I saw you and Enzyme were like, if the bracket ideally went the way that it was projected, you would have played a winners finals. And I had a debate with my chat that I was like, I actually didn't know who would win that match, and the way that it actually like played out in tournament was like actually pretty crazy. How did Enzyme kind of got hoed, but
Kinda?
it was like he just wasn't ready. Zane was
talking
ready.
about
Like,
the situation?
You can't fault Zane for being ready. Enzyme wasn't ready for the clash. Were you ready for the clash, or were you just gonna press jab either way?
If we want to talk about the super dash, and we can also talk about how I didn't get a jump after my stomp that would have killed his Vegeta and left him a blue Gogeta.
Nah.
So seriously, if we want to talk about that, if we're gonna freaking talk about that, we can also bring up the time where I didn't get the kill on easy kill that literally led to that moment in the first place. And as for the clash, yes, I mashed afterwards because every person in Spark mashes off a super dash. So it's not I predicted the clash or I was ready for the clash. Every person who plays this game mashes off of a super dash in Spark, and that is literally just what happened.
That's true. That's what you're supposed to do. So that
is literally all that freaking.
But I mean, I actually want to see that matchup in a long set because like. I know you guys said you play casual, but like I want to watch it because in game 2 he definitely did drop a lot of confirms that probably would have killed like very early. Yeah, game 3 was actually like really close.
Yeah, it sounds like top 8. Sounds like top 8 in general. Same thing with me versus Pred. I dropped 3 combos in that second game against Pred.
Yep, I remember watching that.
You know, Zane, I'm actually curious to know because like. You're one of the few players in America who I would say is on that top 5 list, the top 8 All-Americans. I would say you're one of the players that are in there. Which one of the players actually give you the most difficult time when playing against? And why?
American players?
Yeah. From the American players, who's the player that gives you the most difficulty and why?
Nitro.
Why is that?
Very unpredictable. On top of being very good at knowing what's going to happen next.
You're saying that he's basically just pretty much always ready.
He's pretty much ready. He's pretty much ready for everything, no matter what you do. Yeah. Enzyme, seriously, do you ever freaking shut up for a second and not try to start anything? For fuck's sakes, dude. For saying literally all I am saying is that Nitro is my toughest opponent, and now you're saying I think Fred is ass. You need to stop.
Oh, just in time. Look what match you have on screen.
You need help.
Nah, that's what we need, Zane. We need some negativity in here. That's what we need.
No, I'm trying to get him to stop with the fucking negativity, because I'm.
Nah, but a little birdie told me, Zane, that you was ducking the money match. Is this true?
Let me put it this way: if I signed, let me tell you exactly what's going on with that money match.
All right, talk to me.
If I did the money match with him and I beat him, then I get whatever the money is, and we're good to go, and that nothing changes. If I lose, all I'm going to hear about is, see, I should have won if I didn't get cheated with that super dash. That's all I would have heard.
But sometimes you need to humble your opponents. I'm a big fan of humbling my opponents.
And I'm a big fan of just going and doing what I'm supposed to be doing and ending it at that.
Damn.
He said he's here for business, nothing extra.
I was there to try and do as good as I can, and to get as much practice as I can. I wasn't there to freaking money match everyone. I literally was trying to get as much practice as humanly possible. That's literally it.
Are you not a net positive kind of person? Are you a net negative? Think about it. Like, had you money matching whatever amount, that's money towards your next flight or whatever.
That's money towards my next flight, and if I end up losing, that's money taken away from my next flight.
But you're Zane, you're not losing.
Not a gambling man. I respect.
As a unsponsored player, I kind of have to make sure I'm aware of what I have for my upcoming trips.
So
understandable.
So when you do a money match, you have that doubt in your mind that you may lose.
I've never done a money match because I'm not taking that risk and at the risk of not being able to go to more events. Going to events is how I'm going to have a chance in the future of possibly being able to do more of these things. And if I end up losing money matches to the point where I can't go to any more events, or I end up missing an event, that takes away my chances of going to more events. and I'm not trying to risk that.
No, that makes sense. That's valid. That's actually very valid because you're not trying to be in a situation where you literally just, damn, I can't go because I lost to X person in the money. That's completely. I actually like that. I respect that a lot.
I don't care if it's a free win, major loss, or 50-50. It's just I'm not taking that risk because God knows I've lost to people in the past that I should never have lost to, and I would not put that above myself.
So then what about exhibitions?
Oh, I don't care about exhibitions. That's fine. No risk there, and all we're doing is getting more publicity when putting getting my name out there more.
Okay, so then would you be down to have an exhibition against Enzyme?
Sure, I don't care.
And in the first of 7, I just a little bit. In the first of 7, what's the score?
You're such an instigator.
I'm agreeing with Kite there.
No. Oh my god. Nah, it's just that like I don't know if people respect you as a player or something. I don't know if people value you for who you are for things you do within the game. But I feel like there's a lot of downplay when it comes to your gameplay. Like people don't really put that kind of respect on your name. It's a little weird.
Well, at one point, Enzyme asked and assumed that I thought I was better than everyone because I don't play fusions. So I'm sure people think like that sure helps.
I mean, what is your reason for playing fusions? Do you just prefer this team, or?
I find fusions boring to play, and I don't want to play this game. I'm going to be bored all day. That's not going to make me want to practice. That's not going to make me want to get better.
Okay, no, that's fair because it's like if you don't play what you actually enjoy, you would just get bored of the game.
Pretty much. I've said this before, and I'll continue to say this. If I didn't repick up Beerus again in season 3, I honestly would not still be playing this game right now. I would have gone bored a while ago and stopped playing and moved on to something else.
That was the perfect time to pick Beerus.
Perfect time.
Yeah, it was. I picked him up in season 1. He sucked. Dropped him in season 2 because he still sucked. Picked him back up in season 3 because he got the decent, and I've been playing him ever since.
That's valid. Now I wanna ask, because you mentioned you don't want to take money matches because the potential risk involved. So,
correct.
When you take a flight to go to an event, right? UFA, Frosties, etc. How do you actually mentally prepare then, knowing that there's a potential chance you may not make money, that you might go net negative? What is your mindset going into tournaments?
Oh, it's absolutely horrendous. I got a horrible mindset when it comes to tournaments and how I think I'm going to do. You guys, everyone. They're like, "What's your goal for this event?" I'm like, "Make it out of pools and winners and see how it goes."
No, this is the reason why I asked this question is because I don't know if you remember, but when we were at UFA and we were playing pools and you were saying that you were doubting yourself the whole time, I was like, "Nah, bro, you got this." I don't know if you remember that. Like I kept saying, "Yo, Zane, like you got this. Like chill, like."
Oh yeah, at UFA, I almost didn't play in the tournament.
Yeah.
Swear to God, I signed up for the tournament, flew there, was in my hotel room, woke up the next day feeling like absolute crap, and almost decided to stay in my hotel room, thinking this is not worth it.
Yeah, and when you came to play like casuals and stuff like that around the people, you just kept saying like, no, like I'm not feeling it, Dan. Like not right now. Like I don't really feel like doing this. What ended up changing your mindset when it came to that?
I really didn't change for the most part. I played through pools, and that was pretty much it. Then I knew I was going to be fighting against Kane, who's my bracket demon, and then I got knocked down to solo Beerus again, game 2, down 1-0. And then I make the 1v3 comeback, and I was like, so, it's possible.
Yeah.
And then after beating him, more so it was just relief. I just felt like I felt a ton better going into the top 8 than I felt going into the match against Kane. But I was just like, I made it to this point, and pretty much my goal in all tournaments is to try and get to top 8. That's pretty much the only goal. It'd be nice to win, of course. Don't get me wrong, but the goal was just to try and get the top 8 at least. So after I got that, I was like, okay, let's just see how the rest of this goes. and that's literally just how it went.
And what changes like in your mind, right? Like once you achieve that initial goal of getting top 8, what's like that switch that activates in your brain? You're like, okay, no, this is winnable now.
So like it's like in game, what switch gets flipped?
Yeah, like
Is that what
once you
you're
hit top 8, like once you get, because your initial goal is, I want to at least get top 8. That's what you said,
saying?
right?
Right, right.
So once you achieve and you're in top 8, right? What changes in your mind? You're like, okay, wait, hold on, I can win this tournament.
So it's not to that point. At this even at Frosty, I feel really nervous going into these events. I still do. Like even at Frosty, I felt mad nervous going into pools. But the more I play, the more I calm down. And then so by the time I get to top 8, I've already got 5, 6, 7 games under my belt. And playing on stream helps, of course, because I know I've got people behind me, so I get more used to that. And so I'm at least so funny enough when I came to UFA especially, I was less nervous for top 8 than I was for just playing pools.
I see. You're like me, actually. I always get really nervous at the beginning of tournaments, but as the tournament goes on, it doesn't feel as bad.
Yeah, you just settle
get more comfortable in the seat.
Exactly. You just settle down. You just start playing. You have an easier time focusing on the game.
Yeah.
And it also helped. I legit just cranked the shit up on the on the game sound.
Was there anybody you was impressed by in Frosty? Somebody maybe you don't know of or never seen them play before? Anybody caught your eye?
Not that I already know who they were, but I'm always impressed every time I'm at the same tournament with Lucar, seeing how he makes his team work.
You think Lucar is one of those players that are underrated?
I think it's extremely underrated, but mainly due to like people at least for me tend to give me credit because they see my team as a really good team. They don't do that for Lucar, so they kind of just write him off for that very reason. But that dude is godlike.
Yeah, I do think that Lucar is amazing. In fact, when Lucar is playing against Enzyme, I had Black and Lincoln here in my house, Dragon God. They both paired, and they were both cheering for Enzyme. I was like, nah, I got Lucar, and they kept counting him out, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. Lucar kind of did it to him in Puerto Rico. He might do it to him again. And it's one of those situations where it's like people don't respect him because they see the UI, they see the Vidal, they see the 16. But I'm a firm believer that, like, yes, certain characters can carry you, but once you have the dedication, you're playing like your favorite characters. For example, you playing your Beerus, you actually play better than playing the best characters in the game.
No, extremely. That's why I play the team I do. I like them better than if I played a double fusion lab code or a double fusion 17, etc., etc., etc. I like this team more. So if I like the team more, I'll actually want to play the game, and doing so I think is more important than just picking what's good. At least for me. Other people it doesn't work that way. Other people will just play whatever is strong, and they'll do great for it. But for some reason I just don't work that way. Like I tried playing fusions at one point just to but it just did not work out. I just didn't want to play the game.
Yeah, I think when you start playing characters who aren't fun for you, it's kind of sucks the life out of it. I know there's like this running train going around saying like, oh, if you play Vegeta, or actually just make you a worse player overall. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know what your thoughts are on that either.
Not really. I never go so far as to say anything bad about the people who play those characters because they're smart for playing those characters. Mm-hmm. But there have been plenty of tournaments won by people who don't play those characters. So there still requires a certain level of skill and ability in order to win, even with those characters. So I would never say anything against that, but they are definitely. Playing them definitely helps in a way. Putting it like Vegito says being well in my opinion the second best assist in the game. I know many people don't agree with that.
What are you saying is your number one assist?
Krillin rocks are broken.
Okay.
Krillin rocks are broken. They're basically Vegito assists, but you can't super dash them.
Okay. Real quick, it shows here, right? Like while you win that first game, you're still shaking your head. Why are you shaking your head even though you're the one winning the game?
Because I'm getting some really terrible misinputs. Like I just besides the drop combo, I then do a super jump to try and get a hit on him to get that last hit after the drop, and then I just get a random DR, and that almost kills me. Because that was not a freaking jump DR.
No, yeah, that was incredibly risky. And I asked these because like even after you win the set, spoiler alert for those watching on YouTube, even after you win the set,
I shook my head more. Yep.
You immediately tweet out saying it should have never been that close.
I mentioned this earlier, and I say it again. You'll see it after I get the kill on Lab Coat. But I get the touch that kills Vegeta, which would have put him down to solo blue Gogeta, which is basically worst case scenario for that team. And then I get the stomp. I call the assist. I try to jump. I don't get the jump. I just grab on the ground. It drops. My character gets hit, and then next thing I know, like 40 seconds later, I'm down to solo Beerus versus Vegeta Gogeta.
Yeah.
That's why I was shaking my head, because I was like, it was good. It was good on him to bring that back off my mistake. But I'm just like, man, it really should not have gotten to that point.
I think a lot of that contributes to like the amount of nerves that you're having as well throughout the set.
I don't know. I didn't feel like I was nervous. I don't even know. It's just my execution this tournament, and top 8 especially, was really bad. I drop combos I never dropped during this top 8, so I just really
the B&B.
But pretty much like you know it's bad when I do EX dive with Beerus and I don't get my dash follow up twice in a row.
Yeah,
I remember that actually.
Yeah, twice in a row. I got EX dive confirm and did not get the dash, and I just fell backwards and watched my hit go away. Yeah. So I'm just like
the moment you were talking about.
The drop that we just saw, the drop that you were talking about.
Yep. So yeah, stomp, call Beerus, supposed to jump, grab, and then I just didn't get the jump. I grab on the ground.
This is true. This would have just been a classic.
This literally can switch the whole game momentum, because now you're leaving Vegeta alive, recovering HP. You lose your lab coat. When like you said, you had Gogeta alone, which is a lot easier to deal with. But now you're dealing with Vegeta, and the Vegeta sits behind him. It's a lot scary. Now you see your Zamasu getting hit. Like it creates a really bad scenario. Like dropping your combo is really, really bad in this game.
And yes, Fred, it would have been easier if I just on the knockdown did Stomp Super, but I wanted the health.
You know, I don't think I ever got your input for it. Who you think is your best, the best Americans?
Who are the best Americans?
Yeah, who would you say are your top 8, like your current players?
Current. I was just gonna say so current. Well, top four is pretty easy. I think you got Nitro, Pred, myself, and Enzyme.
Okay.
After that we got it's a little bit trickier. Even though I know you guys, I know that a lot of you guys don't agree with that.
That's fine. This is your time to. This is your voice. You say what you want to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of it.
The sleeper West Coast goats.
The sleeper goat that you guys don't know about is Kuro. His name is Kuro Seraph out here on the West Coast. The dude is godlike.
Kuro Seraph.
I don't know.
Kuro Seraph. Yep. That dude beats me. He beats Garlic. He can beat Kovic. He can beat Jake. He can literally beat all of us, and has done so many a times.
Was he at that tournament that Jake was having? I forgot.
He was not this one. He was. He did a couple. He did a couple. He did like a couple of Kame Houses ago, but not the most recent one.
It's called Kame House, right?
Yeah, Kame House.
Okay. I saw one of the players out there. Danjul. I thought he was actually pretty good. I've never seen him play before.
I see that guy playing Neo's tournaments.
Yeah, and he ends up winning a couple. He's won a couple of Neo's tournaments as well.
Yeah.
Malekovic is claiming that Kuro doesn't beat him.
It's not a you versus Alekovic right now, hello sis.
This is a lie.
Both you guys beat each other. It just so happens that Kovic beat him the last time.
What do you think about like when those rivalries happen between the East Coast and the West Coast. Do you have any thoughts about it? Any comments about it?
Not particularly. Sorry, I just saw the clash.
Yeah, no, that clash. Let's run it back. Let's run that clash back. I need a .25 there.
Yeah, run it back, clip it,
Send
hang
it,
up on
send
the
it to your
wall.
best friends. Yo, that clash is OD. I need a .25 that clash. Hold on. That clash was OD. Don't look at me, Enzyme. Blame the game, not me. I'm just trying to see magic happen. Hold on, let me see. But yeah. Hold on, it's the slow motion that happens here that kills me. You jab his 2H, which is hilarious. He's like, you know what? I'm a backdash, EX legs, and then right here, the clash. This
This
can
is
you guys
actually
stop
a
spamming the
Kyle Brecker
nitros? Hold on. Stop spamming that. Not right now. Stop spamming that. Let me turn that off.
Nitro, lol.
Hold on. Stop that. Don't spam that. All right.
Top 5 Vegito moments.
Yeah, right here. So here it happens. The clash happens. And it's just like he jabs, but you jab right before him because as you can see, Enzyme is doing JL. He's doing JL.
He was too slow.
But he was too slow. He realized way too slow. So you end up jabbing him and then you just kill the character. As you should.
Top 5 Vegito moments.
So yeah, so you gave me five characters. Not 5 characters, 5 players.
5 characters.
Yeah. You see the salt in his face? He can't even put the headset on the monitor. He's like, I don't know what to do, man. Screw this game, I'll quit.
No, I think I got Kovic, I got Jake.
We need to talk to Jake because that set. What do you think about that set that Jake was having with Nitro?
I think Jake. I mean, if Jake make a top 8, almost beating Nitro to be in winners top 8 doesn't tell you that Jake's a good player. I don't know what does. But
The reason I bring that up is because like when I was restreaming the whole event, right? And Alucardi was in the chat, and I didn't know this information about Jake before, but apparently he's a challenger in League.
he used to be, yeah.
Used to be, right? And
Yeah.
Alucard makes a point to say that if you're able to get challenger in League, it just shows you the dedication that a player has. So being able to be nasty in one game, not that your skill would translate, but the dedication that the player may have can't translate to another game. An example from League to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, Jake just had to one up me because I was a grandmaster in League. He just had to one up me.
So when players are showing that dedication that they have for the game, and players still to this day they don't put respect on Jake's name. What do you say to that to your feather brethren from the West Coast?
We just, I'll be honest, we just laugh about it at this point. People have been underestimating Jake as a player for quite some time. I mean, and we can go back to Festival Fights when he beat me, and then basically for the next 2 tournaments, we saw a couple people in Twitch chat saying, "Well, if Jake can beat Zane, then anybody can beat Zane."
Yeah, it's crazy because like
we just laugh about it.
I don't know if it's like a stigmatism behind the commentators because like even players count out Posey, right? Like I always say Posey is another one of those players who's actually really good, but people count him out all the time. Like even though he got 13th at this past event at Frosty's, Posey's still one of those players who are, who is OD at the game. And then we was talking about that in the last podcast about Posey, how players don't respect him. And I think the same thing's happening to Jake, where players don't respect Jake, and it's really corny to me. Yeah. But
Is Jake the sleeper fusion player?
Jake is definitely a sleeper fusion player, but
I heard him and Neo played.
Yeah, if Jake's not in the top, if anything, I'd say Jake might be 9th if anything, behind Kuro, and then very much like basically the top 8s of the top 8 of Frosty. I think is probably a pretty safe bet on who the top 8 players in the US is, but because Kuro does typically beat Jake, I think I would put Kuro above him. Actually, never mind. Never mind. I forgot about Garlic. Can never forget about Garlic.
Wait, you said the 8 players that got top 8 are Frosties are the best Americans
They're-
currently?
They're close to it. They're, like I said, the people like Kuro and Garlic, neither which you were there, but those 8 are definitely in contention for it at least.
So we have you, Pred, Lucar,
Me, Nitro, Enzyme, which I think are the best 4.
Where do you put Measy?
Hmm?
Where you putting Measy? Measy also got the top 8.
Yeah, I mean, Measy I think would be in top 8. He would just be in, like I said, if I'm splitting into 2 groups for like the top 8, I think the top 4 are myself, Nitro, Pred, and Enzyme, and then I think the next 4 after that, for the rest of the top 8, are the one after
there's
that.
a gap?
I'm not saying it's a large gap, but I think there's the top 4, and then like right beneath that is the following 4.
Okay. No,
Which based on travel and results and everything, I think is a fair way to put it. Because you do have Nitro winning majors, you got me winning majors, you got Prey winning majors, you got Enzyme who just won a major, and so I think it's fair to say that we're the top 4.
No, so there's a gap. You're trying to be nice about it, but there's a gap, and it's okay. You're trying to be nice.
I mentioned that they never said Hook. Well, no, Hook fans never praised this game. I don't know.
But even then, like, even though Hook doesn't go to the tournaments like that anymore,
he nasty though. There's no doubt about that. He nasty. He just never really does anything or goes anywhere, and because of that, it's hard for me to say because I've only fought him a single time. Actually, sorry, I fought him twice, but one time all last year.
Yeah. No, yeah. I still think Hook is one of those players that if they enter a tournament, if he was to enter a tournament, he would definitely cook. There's not somebody that you can just sleep on for sure.
But he simply does not enter tournaments, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard.
It's a negative experience to enter tournaments.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard, like I said, for people that got here, like Derptiles in chat, who's a monster in his own right. You got people like Kuro who doesn't travel for tournaments. So we got a couple people out here that which makes it hard to say, but then of course then you got people like freaking Percolator who did come to Frosty. I think he got 13th.
I think he'd be Frosty as well, actually.
Yeah, so we got some hella good players out here. You guys just don't know about.
Oh, Percolator's a West Coast player.
Yeah.
Is he the Roshi player?
Yeah. Yeah, we got two.
I hear legends of a Roshi player.
Yeah, we got two really good Roshis out here. We got Percolator and we got Takeda.
I don't want to tap into the conversation, but the KJ set the whole Twitter into a discourse.
Oh my lord!
KJ set the whole Discord into a discourse.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I thought that was hilarious. I spoke about it earlier in stream, but I think it's corny. But what is your thoughts about it overall? Let me see if I can find the tweet while you.
It depends, I guess. I wish I had any idea what the heck he was even talking about with that. I honestly couldn't. I was torn between basically what everyone else was saying in that tweet. Is he saying that we have the best so and so of these characters in the world, or is the best so and so of that character at the tournament?
At the tournament, the latter.
I couldn't figure out what he actually meant.
No, he's referring to the latter. The best players in America at that tournament.
And Enzyme, how about alright, fine. How about I tell everyone this then? When Skeezer came over to ask me to money match you because you asked him to ask me, I told Skeezer to tell you to go fuck yourself. How about that?
Yo, who you talking to like that,
Enzyme? Yeah. That's what so Enzyme is telling me to quit being a pussy and start trying to hurt people's feelings. I'm not like that, so I'm not trying to do that. But that's exactly what happened. So there you go. Now back to the tweets.
No, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yo, to check you.
No, that's a clip. That's a clip. Yo, nah.
Okay.
Ask Geezer. That's legit what I told him when Enzyme apparently asked him to ask me to money match him.
He's saying he was too insecure to say it himself?
Huh? No, I'm not saying that. I honestly have no idea why the fuck he asked Geezer. I legit have no fucking idea why he asked Geezer to ask me.
Nah. But okay, Enzyme, Zane already said the reason why he wouldn't do money matches, and I respect his reasonings for it.
And,
he said
and
he's
also, I would have said no either way, whether you asked me or Skeezer asked. So whether you asked me or he asked me really doesn't affect whether I would answer. I would answer.
No. So you already elaborated why you said you wouldn't do a money match, which is fine. I respect. I actually agree with you. That's fine. Like I respect that reasoning.
Yeah, I'm just saying him saying he asked Skeezer to ask me because that would change my answer. I'm just saying that's false. That's all I was saying.
No, understandable. But you did say you'd be open to exhibitions. Yeah. So there you go, Enzyme. You won't play. They won't play for money. Enzyme would. Excuse me. Zane won't play for money, Enzyme, but he'll play in an exhibition. Are you ducking exhibition? That's the real question. So when exhibition happens, I'm not losing a character and I'm alive. You don't even believe that yourself. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You believe in that Zane wouldn't even take a character from you? Okay, now. So, anyways, Zane.
And he wonders why I ignored it.
Zane, what do you think about playing against Mizi? Like, I don't think you guys have Vidal players out there, do you?
No.
How does it feel playing against an actual Vidal player?
My own experience with Vidal was against Lucar, and it was very different because Mizi's got some combos, man. Damn.
Mizi was showing you what can Vidal actually do.
Yeah, they were. I think probably good half, at least half of the times where his Vidal killed my character, I was just like, really? I died there? Holy hell!
Yeah,
I feel that way whenever I play Mizi too, man, because he just be hitting some combos, and I'm like, I'm not dying, and then I died. I'm like,
you talking about the Vidal?
Daniel wouldn't have done this. Daniel wouldn't have done this one.
You know, my combos are better than Mizi's, but that's not. I'm not. It's not. This conversation is not about me right now.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
This comment is not about me. Bum said he would do it if he wanted me to at BBB, and there it is. Are you coming to BBB, Zane?
I'm planning on it.
What events for this year do you actually want to travel to?
So BBB for sure, Evo for sure. I'm going to try and go back to Thunderstruck and UFA again. I'm seeing if I can work a way to get to CEO just because I want to get some Street Fighter practice in because I'm trying to get ready for Evo for that.
Oh, you gonna play Street Fighter?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh.
Everyone's playing Street
Fighter.
Are you
gonna
pretty much?
Is it gonna be one of those I'm a main Street Fighter angles, or you want to try it?
I'm going to attempt to main Street Fighter. I don't know how well it'll go, but I'm going to try to.
Are you gonna put DBZ in the back burner for then? Until then?
Probably. It kind of all depends on what the announcement in March is. Because if the announcement is just rollback, and that's all, then kind of got to figure out what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my time in the FGC, pretty much.
Well, actually, I haven't asked you yet. What is your future in FGC looking like? Like, what do you actually want to accomplish? What are your goals?
I like to do more of this, but again, with my work, with the money I'm getting being from tournament prize winnings and from streaming, I'm not exactly getting a lot from it. So I'm kind of trying. So the hope is hopefully to get a sponsor at some point, which lets me travel more and do more of these events. That's kind of the hope. That's kind of hope, at least.
So you do want to be like, I guess, like the full-time streamer who...
I would love to be a full-time streamer tournament competitor. I'd love to be able to do that.
How do you manage both so effectively?
Well, streaming and competition-wise?
Yeah, because I don't know. At least for me, whenever I play on stream, I can never play like my actual self. Like, not even like maybe half of my actual skill compared to when I can play offline. So, stream is primarily for fun. Then actual practice comes between streams. Like offline, like off streams.
Off stream.
Off stream, yeah. If I'm streaming 4 days a week for Dragon Ball specifically, during either the night after my stream ends or on the days I'm not streaming, will be when I try labbing things or practice things or message people to try and get practice matches and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. See, that I agree with because I noticed, like, I think I asked Pred this question before as well. Like, while streaming, it's really hard to actually play your game. It's really hard because you're not taking everything, how you say, seriously. Yeah, you're not taking everything seriously. So it gets to the point. It gets to the point where you're like, you want to practice, but then at the same time, you want to entertain your chat, be active, interact, etc., etc. So it becomes really, really difficult to do everything at once. So you mentioned you want to go to what was it? BBB. You're not planning on going to Combo Breaker?
I'm working on that. I should be, but I'm working on that.
Okay.
Heatwave is the for sure one. I think I'm going with Jake and Alekovich.
Jake and Alekovich. Okay.
Yeah. So if anything, I'm probably for sure going to Combo Breaker, then trying to go to CEO just because CEO, like I said, is the first Street Fighter major. So I'm trying. So it'd be good. That'd be a good practice for Evo a couple 2 months later.
Remember, I see you. Bum is in the chat, which reminds me, Bum is planning on doing an event, a big event for Street Fighter 6. I think it was like, what was that, 10K pop bonus? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I did see that.
Are you planning on joining? 10K is a lot of Ks.
It is a lot of Ks, and at the same time, though, also a lot of that's also on the other side of the country. So especially for a game that I don't have the most confidence in myself in.
I mean, that goes back to, like, if you practice and you show your dedication. You say you was a Grandmaster in League, and you're obviously one of the top players in Dragon Ball. Why can't you also be a top player in Street Fighter if you have the dedication for it?
I'm not saying it's not possible for that. I'm just saying that between Street Fighter's release and that tournament is kind of the there's not a lot of time between the release and then, and I've not played Street Fighter before.
Oh, you never played a Street Fighter game before? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be a very new Street Fighter player going into this. So if anything, the following year, depending on how things go, if I'm hosting another one for Street Fighter, I'd be there in an instant. But at least as of right now, where it's kind of up in the air how it's going to go for me, that's kind of a little more questionable in a way of putting it.
It's currently up in the air. Okay.
Yeah.
Bum is asking if you're down for the exhibition against Enzyme for BBB.
Sure, I don't care. He asked me. I want to say like a month ago, something like that. If I was going, would I be okay to do exhibition? I said sure. I don't care who it's up against.
Yeah, he's down. He's down for an exhibition, Bum. He wouldn't do a money match, but he would definitely do an exhibition. He's more open to doing that for sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's all we needed to. That's all the people needed to hear. That's all the people needed to hear. But
it's a good warm up for the event. So why say no?
Is there anybody else who you would want to play in an exhibition from the East Coast at least?
Playing against Pred and Nitro are always fun. Me and Pred are at an even 2-2 in sets. So that's always fun.
You think Pred better than you? Be honest with me.
Peak Pred is better than me. Yes.
Nah, that's not what I want to hear today.
If you had to play Pred in a 1st to 10, you got it? Right now?
He's thinking. Let him run.
You guys keep asking me close question words. I think it would be close sets.
Close set in whose favor? Nah. I'm not trying to hear this nice Zane right now. Nah, that's not what I want to hear.
I don't fucking care. All I've been hearing between freaking you guys and Chad is instigation for instigating shit.
No, we're not instigating. We need the truth, Zane. Okay. Let me be super blunt. Zane, you're OD at this game. Okay, you're actually nasty at this game. All right. And I'm tired of people disrespecting you. I need you to prove these people that they're not better than you. That's it. I need you to play players and prove that they're not better than you. Even if they were to, beat you or whatever, even if Pred is not better than you, or even if he is better than you, I want you to say it with your chest. Let them know, like, yo, you're not seeing me. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, sure, why not? Against Pred in the first to 10, I probably got him by a bit.
And there it is.
Okay.
If anything, because my team annoys the crap out of Team Gohan.
And that's it. See, that's all we need is that you need to talk your talk. You can't let people walk all over you disrespecting you. That's all it is.
You gotta let them know.
Yeah, it's all about now.
Alright, Zane.
Because it really no. Yeah, Pred is saying it in the chat. You have to start with believing in yourself, truthfully. Like, even when you say you're in the hotel room at UFA and you're saying, "Damn, I really don't feel like entering right now." Like,
you talked to me, man. I pretty much probably have the least belief in myself of anybody at these events.
no, and
You talked to me, you know that.
yeah, no, it's true. We did have conversations, right? But it does start with you, you know. It starts the whole battle and going to tournaments. I want to say it starts with the mental. I think the mental part of the tournament is very, very important, and it's one of those things that if you improve your mental, you probably improve yourself as a player. Having that confidence going into a match instead of having that mindset of, oh, I gotta play Nitro, GG's. Like, I think that's a very, very poor mindset. I don't know if you agree or disagree.
No, I agree. I never go into these things saying I'm going to lose. I'm not more. It's less saying I'm for sure going to win. It's more of a I'll see how it goes. Tends to be my typical answer if people ask me what do I think about this or how am I going to do it. I say, we'll see how it goes.
Nah. I think just having that slightly more confidence within yourself would actually go a long way. It would actually go a long way. You know, instead of looking at it like, we'll see how it goes, and more like, I know who I am. You know, I think everybody should have a little bit of pride. Not too much to the point where you're full of yourself, but just a little bit of pride. Just a slight bit. I think we all deserve to have that as competitors.
All right, one last thing for Zane. Enough about America.
All right.
We gotta fight the true ops, the Europeans. So you're qualified because you won UFA and then
I won Thunderstruck in UFA.
Yeah. So you're qualified and Jake is qualified, right? Because
Yes.
Garlic Fred can't go.
Yes.
How are you preparing for the Europeans? Because you already showed that you can beat them, but you know they're not gonna take that line down.
Yeah.
Is there any Europeans that you went to Europe, even though you won, that you might be like, maybe they can get me next time, and you gotta prepare for them?
That'd be Kane. Kane's my bracket demon. I said it before, and it's still true. I beat him thanks to a 1v3 Beerus comeback, or else he would have 2-0'd me at UFA. After 2-0ing me in Combo Breaker, and after 3-2ing me at Heatwave. So I'm
both tournaments.
Yeah, exactly. So he got me both at Heatwave and Combo Breaker, and he almost got me. He almost got me at UFA. So if there's any European player at least that's currently qualified where I'm like, this dude's probably going to get me, or at least definitely could, that would be Kane.
Who are your winners for the LCQs? Who you got? Two players that are entering.
I need to know. I need to know who's freaking entering.
Oh, you don't even know who's entering.
I know some that's entering. I don't know enough that's entering. I know some that's entering.
Well, you got a lot of
I think
out
of the French is Kasuga, Wade, Noka, and then obviously the West Coasters.
I think Wade's got one though.
And then out of the East Coasters, I think it's only me and Hikari that are going right now. Is Obi entering? Obi's qualified, right?
Obi's already qualified.
Obi's qualified.
Yeah.
I give one spot to Wade, and then do we know if Oblivion ever got the sub goal or the donation goal?
I actually don't know.
I'm not sure, but I do know that they're pulling up for, I believe, BBB, but I'm not sure about OCQ.
Yeah, because definitely can't sleep on that kid if he ends up going. He is a.
16, right? So he can enter. Right?
Hikari, I think he's like 17 or 18 at this point, because that's the
Yeah, then he
reason he
can
got last time he could enter, he got snubbed because of age. But
Yeah.
do you have a favorite? Do you think Hikari will actually take that second spot, Zane?
It's definitely possible. But again, I need to see the list of people who are going. He's definitely one of the favorites to get a spot though. I can't say for sure if he'll go, but he's definitely one of the favorites to get it. I think.
I think.
Yeah, I think Wade getting a spot is a near guaranteed. Obviously, the bracket's gonna happen, but I think he's definitely a favorite to get another one of them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Wade's
definitely
Wade's a favorite. If Oblivion goes, he'd be a favorite. If Hikari goes, he'd probably be a favorite.
I'll say this right now.
Apparently,
now that,
Double L is going to. Lex.
I'll say.
Double L's going. Oh, cool.
I'll say right now that everybody's watching. Wade is actually pulling up to the States. Surprise, surprise! Everybody who hasn't known about that. If you've been in the streams, then you know. But Wade is actually pulling up to the States in about 2 weeks, and he's gonna be here practicing for a week before LCQs. And the plan is to have a boot camp session here at the house throughout that week until we go to LCQs. So for those who are interested, I'm pretty sure Enzyme is coming and Wade is also gonna be here. So for those who want to see a bunch of OD matches, Zane, if you want to study Wade in case he qualifies the LCQs, you know what stream to lurk in, okay?
Yeah, Wade came to my stream earlier saying he's here to study me because he knows he's making it through the LCQ.
And there it is. Yeah. But you said you have raid in WoW, right?
Yep, I am literally sitting in the raid right now. It was the last question 3 questions ago. So
No, I'm sorry. Just real quick, Zane. Thank you for. I don't want to hold you in your raid. I know how it goes in raids, but I appreciate you being here, Zane. I really do. I know it's super last minute, but I'm grateful. I'm thankful that you actually came and showed me some love and came to the podcast and talked your talk. I appreciate it for real.
Always fun talking to you guys.
Yeah.
The instigating aside, of course.
Instigating. You know the instigating is part of the stream, Zane. No.
I know. I expected it as much. I was actually kind of surprised. The thing with Enzyme wasn't the first thing you asked.
No,
honestly.
I like asking how you
We
doing
can't get
first.
right
At
into. We
least.
can't get right into it.
No, yeah. Real quick, Enzo, I said Enzo. Ran free in my head. Zane, where can the people find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/ZaneFGC or on Twitter at Zane_FGC.
Okay. All right.
That's good.
That's Zane. Zane, I appreciate you coming to the podcast. I'm dropping your handles right now into the chat.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you stopping by, and everybody who's watching the stream, watching the podcast is also going to be on YouTube. So show some love to the YouTube channel. This will be up there. Zane, thank you for your time. Appreciate you, man. Have a good one. Go up in your raid.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your podcast, all right?
Thank you.
That is amigo.
Oos.
W pod.
W Zane. See, sometimes we need the players to talk a little spicy.
You do.
But real quick, everybody who's watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna be sharing this onto Twitter as well. So please, guys, when the video goes up, show us some love. We have weekly podcasts. They're back. I took a 2-week hiatus, but we back, okay? And yeah, thank you for tuning in.